Football Manager is an addicting game.
Oh, brilliant goal!
I spend far too much time playing it.
Looking for support. Continue to be in control. And that's cool.
And because I've spent so much time with this game, I've got a few complaints about it. So now seems like a pretty good time to talk about some of these issues. Okay, just so you know up front, I actually do like Football Manager. In fact, if I didn't like this game, I would have stopped playing long ago. I criticize it because I care. So here's my list of 10 things that I really hate about this game. Number 10, only one tactical style works. This has been a problem for at least 5 years now. If you want to win, you have to gegenpress. In fact, if you look at the tactical styles that spread on the message boards, you'll notice that the same style tends to get all of the attention. Now, the truth is that the team over at FM Match Lab has been working on a solution for this problem. It seems that the physics engine has a lot to do with this issue. Change the physics engine and suddenly you can actually have success with a more defensive style. But it shouldn't be like that. I mean, the game's tactical system shouldn't be so fundamentally broken out of the box. It's ridiculous that the answer is always to attack and press no matter what the game situation is. That's just broken and it's really frustrating. Number 9, media interactions are pointless. I've gotten to the point where I usually just skip all press conferences. It's just a lot easier if you hand them off to your assistant manager. The questions are tedious and uncreative, and the correct answer is always the second choice from the left regardless of the question. And the worst part about media interactions is that you can upset your own players if you say the wrong thing. There's no reward for saying the right thing, but there certainly is a punishment for pushing the wrong button. This isn't necessarily a bad concept, but it's really poorly executed. Fortunately, we're working on a solution over at FM Match Lab. Hopefully we can figure out a way to at least mix up the right answers. It would also be nice to have fewer press conferences overall. It just feels like a chore when you've got to stop what you're doing to talk about nonsense with nobody. Number 8, the loan system is broken. I've done videos on this before. It used to be easy to cheat the loan system and send armies of young players out for big money. These days, however, the game usually offers you nothing for your youngsters. I'm not sure what's changed, but it's clear that Sports Interactive is incapable of getting this part right. Loans are actually a really important part of the game, which is why this issue is so frustrating. If they were done right, you would have an incentive to send your good young players out to get actual playing time, and you might get some cash in return. The way that it works now, though, is that you usually get no cash at all and your kids don't play, so why even have the system? Number 7, the pregame editor is horrendous. The pregame editor is powerful and fun, sure, but the tool is really poorly designed. I know that people who put this together weren't thinking about the average end user when they made it, but seriously, why do we need to enable advanced rules editing to do anything useful? And why are things programmed in such a backwards way? I think that there are a lot of people out there who would love to edit things in Football Manager, but who just don't have the time or the patience required to figure out how this stupid editor actually works. And it's a shame since Sports Interactive doesn't offer any support at all. In fact, if anything, they tend to remove functionality from the editor as time has gone on. It's ridiculous. Number 6, physical attributes are overpowered. You've seen my videos already on pace and acceleration. This is a major issue and it remains a problem even with the FM Match Lab modifications. It makes sense that fast players should be good, sure. It doesn't make any sense though that fast players with horrible technical attributes would be so much better than everybody else. The attributes in Football Manager are out of balance and have probably been so for over 20 years now. This needs to be fixed, but of course it's not clear at Sports Interactive who would have the responsibility to fix this if it's anybody at all. Number 5, every country looks and acts the same. It doesn't matter where you're located. Every country in Football Manager is the same. Every country uses the same few stadium models. There's no change at all when you go from one place to another. The only difference is that some countries seem incapable of making players that have even a little bit of talent. You know, I really want to play a game where I can feel the difference in football culture between different countries. That sort of thing should be in Football Manager. As it stands, though, you never really leave England. Number 4, hiring staff is tedious. The worst part of any save comes at the very beginning. When you fire your worthless staff and go find better staff members, you find yourself spending hours and hours just sorting through names. It's a headache that I wish we never had to go through. The worst part is that I'm not sure what difference some of these guys make. It's easy to find a physio with a 20 for physiotherapy, for example. If I get a guy who has less than a 20, are my players going to be injured more often? Micromanaging is not necessarily a bad idea, I guess, but the way the Football Manager encourages you to do this is just ridiculous. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if most players stuck with the same save just because they don't want to go through the hours of searching for staff at the beginning. And if you let the technical director do it, he just gets a bunch of guys that are no good. It's infuriating. Number 3, morale is too powerful. I swear, Football Manager is becoming more like football babysitting with every new version. A hit to morale for any reason, no matter how stupid, can cause your club to go into a spiral of losses. The morale system has always been frustrating, but it seems to have gotten worse over the past few years. Personally, I wouldn't mind getting rid of the morale system entirely and just playing the game straightforward. At least I can turn off the stupid morale stuff in OOTP. Why can't I do that in Football Manager? I know that it's supposed to be realistic and all, but it's just such a chore to have to worry about this player's feelings or whether that player is poorly treated or whatever it is. And there's very little you can do to fix it once it goes wrong. It's a broken mechanic that really needs to be rebuilt from the ground up. Number 2, training is broken. We've gone through some interesting times over the past few years. We started off with evidence-based Football Manager doing a lot of hard work on what all the training options meant. Thanks, Max. Then one of our Chinese friends discovered that training actually does nothing. The best training method is to have your players do nothing but rest. Having them do individual quickness training while they rest and then have them do that at double intensity makes it even better. Your players then wind up sitting around meditating on quickness all day and will wind up with the best possible pace and acceleration attributes. Sure, the players will complain about training, but they'll do that anyway. Well, it's ridiculous to think that doing nothing for training should make the players faster. Now, fortunately, we fixed this over at FM Match Lab, but this is the sort of thing that in reality should not be broken out of the box. There should not be any need to fix the training system in a game that is as popular as Football Manager. And the number one thing that I hate about Football Manager is that it's owned by Sports Interactive. Sports Interactive is just the wrong company for a game like this. Other companies that make comparable games actually communicate with their fans. Sports Interactive prefers to say absolutely nothing, leading to endless speculation on message boards. The canceling of FM25 was a huge problem, of course, but you would think that a competent company would at least be wise enough to say something to the fan base once in a while. The silence is extremely frustrating, and I still believe that the real problems lie at the very top of the company. Well, I love this game, but I really wish the company were a lot different. But don't get me wrong, I'll end up buying FM26 when it comes out, even if I wind up grumbling about it. Anyway, what do you think? What do you dislike the most about Football Manager? Let me know in the comments.